Hi students, I am doing the topic allied angles. What is the definition of allied angle? The definition of allied angle is two angles are said to be allied when their sum or difference is either 0 or a multiple of pi by 2. The angles which are allied to x are 90 plus or minus x, minus x, 180 plus or minus x, 270 plus or minus x, 360 plus or minus x. Now let us take here angle x here. Second one, we take 90 plus x. Take the difference of these two, 90 plus x minus x equal to 90. Take x 90 minus x. Take the sum of these two. So we get 90. Now take x minus x. Minus x is allied to x. So sum of these two equal to 0. That is what in the definition we have. Two angles are said to be allied when their sum of these two 0. Sum should be either 0 or a multiple of pi by 2. Pi by 2 equal to 90 degrees. 90 means pi by 2 in radians. 180 degrees means pi radians. Now, similarly, you take x 180 plus x. Difference of these two. 180 plus x minus x equal to 180 equal to 2 times of 90. It is a multiple of 90. It's a multiple of pi by 2. 2 times of you are having pi by 2 here. Similarly, you take 270 plus x. 270 plus x equal to 270 plus x minus x equal to 270. 270 means 3 times of 90. 3 times of pi by 2. Similarly, take x 360 minus x, take the sum of these two, we get 360 equal to 4 times of 90. 4 into 90 equal to 360. Pi by 2 is nothing but 90. So the definition of allied angle is two angles are said to be allied when their sum or difference is either 0 or multiple of pi by 2. It should be sum or difference should be 0 or multiple of pi by 2. Now, in the previous class, we came to know that in first quadrant, x-axis, and here we are having y-axis. We know the rule ASTC. ASTC. In the first quadrant, all t ratios are positive. All positive here. And when you come to the second quadrant, we are having sine and reciprocal of sine, cosecant are positive, and in third quadrant T for tan. In third quadrant tan and cot are positive. Now in the fourth quadrant we have cos and secant. Cos and secant are always positive. Now here we have 0 degrees. Let the revolving line starting from here. So whenever it is starting from here 0 degrees, when it comes from this place to this place, then it makes an angle 90 degrees. 90 degrees means we are having pi by 2. Pi by 2, and here we have, when it reaches to this place, it becomes 180 degrees equal to pi, and when it reaches to 270 degrees then this will be 270 degrees. When it comes from this place to this place, here 180 plus 90 equal to 270 or 3 pi by 2. Next 270 plus 90, 360 degrees, which is nothing but 2 pi, equal to 2 pi radians. Now here let me take theta is an acute angle here. Then 90 minus theta, theta equal to take 60, 90 minus 60 will be equal to 30 degrees. That will be in the first quadrant. So 90 minus theta lies in first quadrant. Next 90 plus theta, 90 plus 30 equal to 120. 120 lies in the second quadrant. So 90 plus theta lies in second quadrant. And 180 minus theta, 180 minus theta lies in 180 minus theta lies in second quadrant only, because if you take theta equal to 30 degrees, 180 minus 30 equal to 150, 150 degrees lies in second quadrant. Now 180 plus theta, 180 plus lies in third quadrant. 180 plus theta. Even 270 minus theta, 270 minus means third quadrant only. Now come to fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, we have the allied angles to the theta are 270 plus theta or 360 minus theta. 270 after 270, 270 plus theta. 360 minus theta. Let me take theta equal to 30 degrees. 270 plus 30 equal to 300 degrees. 300 degrees lies in fourth quadrant. Now 360 minus 30, that is also lying in the fourth quadrant only. Now if it completes one revolution, then we say that it makes an angle 360 degrees. Next we will have 360 plus. Suppose let me take 390. It completes one revolution, then we have 360 degrees. 360 plus 30 equal to 390 degrees. 390 degrees lies in the first quadrant. So that here we have 360 degrees plus theta. So here we should know that here in the first quadrant we have 90 degrees minus theta, 360 degrees plus theta. In second quadrant we have 90 plus theta, 180 minus theta. If theta is any angle, angles which are allied to theta are 90 plus or minus theta, 180 plus or minus theta, 270 plus or minus theta, 360 plus or minus theta. Now we come to know that they lies in which quadrant. Similarly, 180 plus theta, 270 minus theta lies in third quadrant, and 270 plus theta, 360 minus theta lies in fourth quadrant. Now for the angles 180 degrees plus or minus theta, 360 degrees plus or minus theta, there is no change in the trigonometric functions. No change in T ratios, trigonometric ratios. Now for the angles 90 degrees plus or minus theta, 270 degrees plus or minus theta. For the angles 90 degrees plus or minus theta, 270 degrees plus or minus theta, the trigonometric functions T ratios changes as follows. Changes as follows. Sin to cos and cos becomes sin. Tan to cot cot to tan, secant to cosecant, cosecant to secant. So the T ratios will be changing whenever you have 90 degrees plus or minus theta, 270 degrees plus or minus theta. Now here 180 degrees and 360 degrees lies on horizontal line. So you can remember this way, since 180 degrees and 360 degrees are lying on horizontal line, there is no change. 90 degrees and 270 degrees lies on vertical line. So wherever you have 90 degrees plus or minus theta, 270 degrees plus or minus theta, the trigonometric ratios are changing. Sin to cos, cos to sin, tan to cot, cot to tan, secant to cosecant, cosecant to secant. Now we discuss some problems based on this. Sin of 180 plus theta. Sin of 180 plus theta is equal to, now 180 plus theta lies in which quadrant? 180 plus theta lies in third quadrant. In third quadrant, we have tan and cot are positive. Tan and cot are positive. So here sin is negative. So we have to take the sign minus. 180 plus theta lies in third quadrant. So here we have to take sin is minus, because in third quadrant sin is negative. So we have to take minus. Whenever you have 180 plus theta or 360 plus theta, 180 plus or minus theta, 360 plus or minus theta, there is no change. So sin becomes sin only. So answer is minus sin theta. The answer is minus sin theta. Now let me take cos of 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta lies in second quadrant. In second quadrant, what are positive? Sin and cosecant are positive. What about cos? In second quadrant, negative. So here we have to write minus. For in second quadrant, cos is negative. So we have to take minus. Wherever you have 180 plus or minus theta and 360 plus or minus theta, 180 and 360 are lying on horizontal line. So I told you there is no change. 90 and 270 are on vertical line. So there will be a change. So here 180 means no change. Cos becomes cos only, minus cos theta. Similarly, if you take tan of 360 plus theta, tan of 360 plus theta, 360 plus theta lies in first quadrant. In first quadrant, all T ratios are positive. So here we have to write the sign positive. And for 360 and 180, there is no change. So tan is tan only plus tan theta. Now secant of minus theta. Minus theta lies in fourth quadrant, because if you take theta is an acute angle, plus theta means it is in the first quadrant, minus theta means it is in the fourth quadrant. Minus theta is always in the fourth quadrant here. So in fourth quadrant, secant is always positive. Secant is always positive. So here we can take it as secant of minus theta. So for secant we should take plus. Then it becomes plus secant theta. Now tan of minus theta. Minus theta lies in fourth quadrant. So we write it as in fourth quadrant minus. So it becomes minus tan theta. Sin of minus theta equal to, minus theta lies in fourth quadrant. Sine is negative in the fourth quadrant, so it becomes minus sine theta. Only cos and secant are positive. That is why we have cos of minus theta equal to plus cos theta. Secant of minus theta equal to plus secant theta. Plus secant theta. Remaining trigonometric ratios are negative. Sine of minus theta equal to minus sine theta. Even tan of minus theta minus tan theta. Cot of minus theta minus cot theta. Only for cos and secant we have to take positive since they are positive in fourth quadrant. Now, find the value of sine 150. Sine 150 degrees. This can be written as sine of 180 minus 30 degrees. We know the value of 30 degrees. So we have to take this 150. This 150 is related to 30 degrees. So we have to write 180 minus 30, or we can write it as 90 plus 60. It's equal to 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta lies in second quadrant. In second quadrant, sine and cosecant are positive. Now here we are having sine, so that we have to take positive sine. If you have cos here, you have to take negative sine. So sine is plus. Now 180 minus theta. Here 180 minus theta is allied to theta. So I told you that 180 minus theta is allied angle to the theta here. 180 minus theta and theta are allied. So here we take it as, in this place, theta equal to what you have here? 30 degrees. So minus 180 means no change. Wherever you have 180 minus theta, 360 minus theta, there is no change. So sine only. For 180 minus theta, allied angle is we are having theta. So that plus sine 30 equal to plus 1 by 2. So answer is 1 by 2. Similarly, the same thing we can write it as sine 1, or one more method is sine 150 degrees equal to sine of 150 can be taken as 90 plus 60. 90 degrees plus 60 degrees equal to 90 plus theta lies in 90 plus theta lies in second quadrant. This is second quadrant, and it is third quadrant, and it is fourth quadrant. 90 plus theta lies in second quadrant. In second quadrant, sine is positive, write positive sign. And whenever you have 90 or 270, the trigonometric ratios will be changing. Whenever you have sine to, when you have 90 plus theta, sine changes to cos. For 90 plus theta, allied angle is, it is allied to 60 degrees. So it implies cos 60. So plus 1 by 2. Even if you write 180 minus 30 or 90 plus 60, you get the same answer, plus 1 by 2 only. Similarly, find the value of cos 7 pi by 6. 7 pi by 6 means cos of, we know that pi radians equal to 180 degrees. So cos of 7 by 6 into 180 degrees equal to cos of you are having 210 degrees. Now 210 degrees can be written as cos of 180 plus 30. 180 degrees plus 30 degrees. Now here 180 plus theta lies in third quadrant. In third quadrant, cos is positive or negative, we have to check it. Only tan and cot are positive. So here cos is, we have to take negative. 180 plus theta is allied to theta here. Whether it is 180 minus theta or 180 plus theta, both are allied to theta only. So we have to write theta means 30 degrees we are having. Whenever you have 180 plus theta, no change. So here we have to take cos 30 degrees equal to minus root 3 by 2. Similarly, sin 330 degrees. Now we have to write this one in the form of 360 minus theta. So 360 minus theta is, because the allied angles will be always allied to theta, or in the form of 90 plus or minus theta, 180 plus or minus theta, 270 plus or minus theta, 360 plus or minus theta. So that here we can take it as sine of 360 minus 30 degrees. 360 minus 30 degrees equal to, we have 360 minus theta. 360 minus theta lies in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, cos and secant are positive. Here we have sine. So sine is negative in the fourth quadrant. So we should write minus. 360 minus theta is allied to theta. In the place of theta we are having 30 degrees. Whenever you have 360, no change. So sine to sine only. Minus sine 30 degrees. So equal to minus 1 by 2. Coterminal angles. Two angles are said to be coterminal angles if they have same terminal side. For example, take theta and 360 plus theta. Let me take, this is x-axis and this is y-axis here, and this is you are having theta here. Theta. Here OP makes an angle theta with the positive direction of x-axis, so that here this is called, we know that OP is called terminal side. Now if it starts here and if it completes one revolution, then it is 360. Then if it comes to this place, then this is 360 plus theta. So that theta and 360 plus theta are coterminal angles. Similarly, minus theta and 360 minus theta also coterminal angles. It is x-axis and it is y-axis, and here we have OP, and this is minus theta here, and this is 360 minus theta. Now, for example, you take sine 30 degrees. Theta equal to, take 30. Sine 30 equal to 1 by 2. Sine of 390 equal to sine of 360 plus 30. Sine of 360 plus 30. 360 plus theta. 360 plus theta means which quadrant? 360 plus theta here. First quadrant. First quadrant sine is positive. So plus sine of 30 degrees equal to plus 1 by 2 only. Even if you take sine of 750, you can take it as sine of 2 into 360 plus 30 degrees. 2 times it will complete that revolution. Then we have 2 times of 360 plus 30 degrees. Then it's equal to sine 30 degrees equal to 1 by 2. Even if it completes 1 revolution or 2 revolutions or 3 revolutions, if the terminal side is same, we can write directly equal to sine 30 equal to 1 by 2. Similarly, minus theta 360 minus theta. Here sine of minus 30 equal to minus sine 30 equal to minus 1 by 2. Now sine of 330 degrees. Sine of 330 degrees means we can take it as sine of 360 minus 30 equal to 360 minus theta lies in fourth quadrant. 360 minus theta lies in fourth quadrant. So we take it as here in the fourth quadrant cos and secant are positive. What about sine? Negative. So minus sine 30 equal to minus 1 by 2. So always minus theta and 360 minus theta are coterminal angles. Also theta and 360 degrees plus theta are coterminal angles. 360 plus theta 1 into 360 plus theta or 2 times of 360 plus theta, 3 times of 360 plus theta, all of them are having same terminal side. Then we say that these two angles are said to be coterminal angles. Next we have to discuss about periodic function. A function f of x is said to be periodic function if f of x plus p equal to f of x. Here p is the least value of x. Now, p is the least positive value. P is the least positive value. For example, take f of x equal to sin x. I told you that a function f of x is said to be periodic function if f of x plus p equal to f of x. P is the least positive value here. Now take f of 2 pi plus x. In the place of x you write 2 pi plus x here equal to sine of 2 pi plus x. We know that sine of 360 plus x, it's nothing but sine of 360 plus x. 360 plus x. 360 plus theta lies in first quadrant. So sine is positive here. Whenever you have 360 or 180, no change. So here we have to write it as sin x. So the period equal to here 2 pi. Period equal to 2 pi. Similarly, let us verify for pi plus x. F of pi plus x equal to replace x by pi plus x. Sine of you are having pi plus x. Sine of 180 plus x. Sine of 180 plus x equal to 180 plus x lies in third quadrant. In third quadrant sine is negative. When you have pi, sine becomes sine only. So minus sine x. So here we are getting minus f of x. Here we are getting f of 2 pi plus x equal to plus f of x. According to the definition, we have to get f of x plus p equal to f of x. When you take f of pi plus x, we are getting minus f of x, not plus f of x. So the period is in this case 2 pi, not pi. Similarly, even if you take cos, tan, cot, secant, cosecant, for f of x equal to cos x, period equal to 2 pi here, period equal to 2 pi, because we have cos of 2 pi plus x equal to f of x, cos x. So period 2 pi. Similarly, take f of x equal to tan x, f of x equal to tan x. Now find f of pi plus x, replace x by pi plus x equal to tan of pi plus x, tan of pi plus x equal to tan x. Pi plus x lies in third quadrant, x axis, y axis, 0, pi by 2, pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi. Pi plus x, pi plus, so it lies in third quadrant. So you are having plus tan x. So f of pi plus x equal to, we are getting f of x. So whenever you get f of pi plus x equal to f of x, in the place of p, here we have pi, therefore period equal to pi. Even if you take f of 2 pi plus x, you will get f of x only, but you have to take the least value. Here the least value is pi, so answer is pi here. Fourth one, f of x equal to tan x, f of x equal to tan x. Here the period of tan x, the period of tan x equal to tan x already over cot x, the period of cot x equal to pi. For secant x, f of x equal to secant x, the period is equal to 2 pi. We know that f of 2 pi plus x equal to secant 2 pi plus x, secant 2 pi plus x equal to secant x only, so equal to f of x. So period equal to, here we are having 2 pi, in the place of p we are having 2 pi. Sixth one, f of x equal to cosecant x, here also period equal to 2 pi, because we know that cosecant of 2 pi plus x equal to cosecant x. So the definition of the periodic function is, a function f of x is said to be periodic function if f of p plus x equal to f of x. P is the least positive value, not negative value. Next, even function. A function f of x is said to be even function if f of minus x equal to plus f of x. For example, let f of x equal to cos x. Now f of minus x equal to cos of minus x. We know that cos of minus x lies in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant only cos and secant are positive. So cos of the angle which is allied to minus x is plus x. So plus cos x. So equal to, you are getting plus f of x. So that here we say that f of x equal to cos x is said to be even function. Now odd function. A function f of x is said to be odd if f of minus x equal to minus of f of x. A function f of x is said to be odd function if f of minus x equal to minus of f of x. Example, let f of x equal to sin x. Now f of minus x equal to, replace x by minus x. Then we have sin of minus x. Minus x is in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, we are having only cos and secant are positive. Sin is negative. So minus. Angle which is allied to minus x is plus x. So because sum of those two must be 0. X minus x equal to 0. So minus sin x. So equal to minus f of x. Therefore f of minus x equal to minus of f of x. So that f of x equal to sin x is said to be odd function and f of x equal to cos x is said to be even function.